Hi guys, so I'm going straight into the most requested tutorial from the earliest back, which was a up-to-date date night makeup look for a first date, second date. Wasn't really specific whether if you had a partner or it was the first date, so just a date night makeup look using the colour purple. Now, this kind of came at a good time. Well, obviously I'm a little bit delayed in doing the tutorials, but you can check out my vlog for that. But it came at a good time because it reminded me when it was mentioned about purple. Now I'm sorry, the message itself from the request has gone from my inbox because I was like deleting and writing it down what I was going to do and deleting. And Emma is all I remember, and the first name was Emma. I can't remember the username, so I'm really sorry. But I do remember the colour and everything. And what it reminded me of was Maleficent has just come out with Angelina Jolie, and she has like that deep purple in her eyes. And it is kind of I didn't want it to look almost fairy tale like, but I did want it to look, I wanted to make the look kind of usable for women and for date nights and things like that. It seemed like the perfect look. So I'll just close my eye. I've done this eye. So what I've done, because obviously it's a date night and we're coming into summer, you can put on the liner, but I think that takes away, if you look at the Maleficent, if you look at the face, it kind of would take away from the actual purple itself. So what I did was, I used a little trick. I used my foiling brush, my foiling thin brush like this, and I used my W7 palette right here. And I got, after I put the purple on, I got this black, and I just got it on my brush, and I just kind of did a little thin line. It kind of makes it look like your lashes are protruding out. Now I think obviously false lashes are an option, but for a first date, I think don't go for the false lashes. Just get a really, really good mascara, because you don't want to look too overdone. So that's all I've done. The foundation that I've used is for a date, no matter what. I know I do use BB cream during the day, but if it's a date I want to kind of feel confident, so I use heavier coverage, and I used MAC Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15, and then on top of that I just put the Collection Sheer Loose powder. So let's get on the second eye and start, and I'll show you the colour purple that I chose. And here it is on the palette. Right here, and we're just going to put that on the lid, and I'm going to start to do that on this eye now. And depending on your colouring, you can use, I mean, you can see the palette here has different shades of purple, and depending on your colouring you can use like a darker toned purple is suitable for brown eyes. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get that on my brush, just so you can see the colour there. And that's what it looks like on the brush. Okay, so we're now going to go onto the second eye, covering the crease of the eye but not going over it too much. And the interesting thing about the Maleficent film was that the makeup artist used purple, but also for the lips you chose red for lipstick, which is quite, usually you do one or the other, you kind of accentuate the lips or the eyes, but it actually went really well together and I didn't expect it to. So that's what we're going to do today too, and I'll be showing you that as well. So that is just the purple coming onto the second eye, and then when that was all in the crease and covered the eyelid, what I did then is I went in with a slightly lighter purple, and as you can see I brought it up to the top very gently. So it almost has that smoky effect, but it's still fresh for summer and still appropriate for a date night look. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll show you the colour that I used. And it was this one right here, just above the pink. Yep, that one right there. So we're going to get that on the brush, and we're going to put this on the lid, but we're also going to slightly bring it up like I told you before. And then we're going to use our blender brush to just kind of buff it out and make it look less harsh. So as we take away from that, you can see where you need to put the product. I'm just going to get my blending brush. And this is it. These are my foiling brushes, by the way, and I do have a video on that, so do check that out. I think it was about 5 videos back. And now we're just going to kind of turn it sideways, and we're going to blend that purple, just so it looks less harsh. So we've swept that along the line so you can kind of see it's similar to here now. And the only thing now I'm going to do in terms of the eyeshadow is get that brown on the smaller, or sorry, the black on the smaller brush that I showed you, and we're just going to carefully line the eye. So we're not actually going in with liner, but we're still having that same effect as well. And I think it's much gentler for summer as well. So this is the brush. This is the brush. And the colour is from the Froilan, or sorry, the W7 palette, and it's here. So we're going to put some of that on now, tapping any excess off. And we're just going to close the eye, gently holding down the lashes, not too harsh. And just, because it's so small, it's very easy to kind of control. And it just gives your eyes that kind of cat-eye, wide awake look. When I open my eye there, you can see it's not as visible as a thick liner would be, but it's definitely protruding out my lashes and making them look like they're actually longer than they are. So we're going to just do a second application of that, and I'll do the mascara and we'll move on then to the rest. So we're just going to down again. Okay, so now we're just going to go in with our mascara. Again, it's Wild Mega Volume from Max Factor. I mean, you could do false lashes here, but I think if it's a first date, again, if it's kind of like a date night, you want to look a little, you want to look natural, but you want to look like you've made the effort. So that's what we're trying to emulate today. Now, in terms of bronzer, there didn't seem to be any bronzer. I'm just kind of taking the look again from the Maleficent and Angelina Jolie. There was no bronzer. Her face was very well kind of, there's foundation and powder and everything like that, and she really stuck to the eyes and the lips, and that's what we're going to go for today as well. I think it wouldn't be a bad thing to kind of just frame the face with some light non-shimmer bronzer. Not shimmery, non-shimmery. Just if you really feel like you need to kind of shape your face. Otherwise, just stick with the eyes and the lips. Okay, so we've got our lashes done. So the eyes are done there, you can see. And what we're going to do now is just get our lip brush here. So what wouldn't go amiss really here, because I've obviously framed my face in terms of the foundation and I kind of have a clear palette in terms of no colour, so wouldn't go amiss here with some light bronzer, so, or not light bronzer, sorry, some light blush. So what you could do is just smile, so it brings the apples of the cheeks forward, so you know where to place your blush. And I would stick very light to the brush, and there's two options. You can either go for a liquid blush or a powder blush, so I've got two options here. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to go for my powder blush here, and this is what it looks like. It's from Boots. I just love the colour. It's called Trouble, and it's number 4 from Collections. So just getting our blush brush again, it's angled. It's an angled blush brush. We are now going to just get some of our product. Again, we're going to smile. It brings again the apples of the cheeks forward. You guys see our product. Tap off any excess. Okay, and we're going to use moving a sweeping backwards motion. And the same on the other side. And you can kind of see the it starts to show then. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is using our lip brush. Now I would use a lip brush particularly for a strong colour like red. This is Barry M's 121 lip colour, and I know it looks scary when it comes out. It's very, very strong, but the colour payoff I think is quite good, and it does complement the look as well, because I haven't really gone overboard with lashes for my eyes. I think if I had done lashes liner really thick and then done this colour, it would have looked out of place, but because the eyes are kind of beautifully kind of done but not over the top, you can afford to kind of put your red. Now you could just put lip balm or something on for a date, but I think this just gives it that added extra. So we're going to just carefully just line our lips. And it's always good to trace your lips and then colour in afterwards, so you know where you're going exactly, and you're not going to put the colour where it's not needed. And then it's all about just filling in the lips. Now when you've had your trace done, you can fill in with this itself. And kind of, then you can and then just kind of filling it out. I like to dab it afterwards with a clean finger just to... Barry M is quite good, it does stay, the colour payoff is very good, but just to kind of blend it as you would anything else on your face, it's always important. And you can see, even the colour red, no matter what shape your lips are, it does automatically give you kind of like a bigger feel to your lips, that colour red, especially if it's a brighter red, and that's what she used in the Maleficent film. So what we could do just to make that look a little bit gentler, if you did, is use some gloss over it, which would be a really good idea. And for the cheeks, I've obviously just done a little bit of blush, but you could obviously, if you felt like you really needed to kind of shape your face and contour, you could do that as well. And I'll just show you, I'll do that now just so you can see what I would do. So we're just going to get our contouring brush and get some powder to contour with. And just tap off any excess. And just bring it up and out. You can see it kind of starts already to define this side of the face. Kind of gives it more of a structured look. So you could do that. That is a step you could take. And that would be it. I wanted it to be a little bit quicker for you so you could have some time to realise how little time it actually takes. But sometimes it's better to go through these things with you so you can see exactly what you need to do. So the colours I've used are purple on the lid, 2 types of purple, and red on the lips. And the request was for purple, but obviously I just got a little bit of inspiration from the Maleficent movie that was out. So it does go to show that you don't necessarily need to look like a Disney fairy, but you can take the colours and kind of make it your own as well. And when I have that all done, what I do then is I go in with a different brush and I buff it out completely. So where it might look a little bit too much placed in places, I use a separate brush then, a bigger brush. It's still angled, which is really important, and then I buff everything out. So I'll just show you how I do that now. And this is that brush here. Again, it's still angled, so you still have that shape manipulation. So we're just gonna kind of hold that and then just really buff it all out and make sure that you kind of have that contoured look. And it almost has kind of like a vintage feel to it as well. And that would be my look. And because we've obviously gone in with our MAC Heavy Foundation and powder, the other areas that are supposed to be kind of the paler areas already protrude them by themselves. So the areas that you don't want to see recede back, and then the areas that are kind of paler come forward. So it does really structure your face, and that didn't take me long at all. So that would be the updated purple date night look. I mean, the red lipstick is optional. I just kind of took that from the Angelina Jolie movie Maleficent, where she has something very similar. So thank you for requesting it, and I will be getting on with my tutorials now, the requested ones, and also there'll be an update about QC Makeup Academy. I'm really excited to tell you guys about that too. So thank you for requesting. I'm sorry that I deleted the email with the actual person's details. I do remember that her name was Emma, so I'm really sorry about that, but do get back in touch if there's another request that you'd like to see, and in the meantime I'll see you in the next video.